Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my review for my worst movies of the year. I think it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, my top 10 worst of the year with 5 honorable mentions. The honorable mentions, I said a lot of people never watched, but I threw them on here because they were some of the lowest ones on my list. So I'll start with the honorable mentions for worst of the year. No particular order for any of these, as I've said in all these videos. Um, First up is Turbo Cola. This is one that came out. I ended up watching it, and it had a lot of issues. It had a lot of story issues, and it was pretty disappointing. I just did not like it. It definitely falls into my worst of the year. Next is The Ledge, one that had so much potential to give you that edge of your seat, uneasy kind of feeling, anxiety kind of type movie. Did not get that from this. It was just not good, just kind of generic, boring. Next is The Requiem. This was a complete shit show. Alicia Silverstone, don't know what the hell happened to her career. But this movie was just a huge disappointment. Next is Slayers. What I was hoping would have been a fun vampire film turned out to be the just worst thing ever. This could be this one and the next one could be in my top 10 part of this list, but I went with more titles I felt like people would know. But Slayers was just garbage, garbage, garbage. And last, for my honorable mentions, or dishonorable mentions, I should say, my dishonorable mentions is Escape the Field. Just another shit show of a movie. Complete garbage. I've wiped a lot of these away from my memory. So now the worst top 10 on my list. No particular order. Let's get started. Get through these. Terror Train. Somehow this thing has a sequel coming out. Will I watch it? Right now I'm going to say no. If the trailer comes out and it shows me something that interests me, then maybe. But it's going to have to show me like a lot of gore or something. Because what we got from this first one was rehashing of the it basically, this is a remake, so, and it does almost shot for shot from the original, if I ain't mistaken. I've only seen the original once, as I said in my review for this. And it did not work for me. I did not enjoy it. It was slightly boring. So yeah, just did not work for me. Next is my best friend's Exorcism. I was hoping for a really good demonic possession movie, and I got nowhere near that. This was just stupid, low grade demonic stupidity. Next, I don't know why I put myself through this movie, and that's Minion Rise of Gru. I feel so sorry for parents that have to sit through listening to these little minions constantly. I'm glad our kids aren't into them. I couldn't do it. I tried watching this. It was just horrible. I couldn't. It was. Is it something cute for kids? Yes. Is it something that I could sit and watch myself? Oh hell no, not at all. They're annoying, and it just does not work. It did not work for me. Next is one that I did not enjoy, but my daughter ended up liking, and that is, which I didn't think she liked it the first time around, but then she said she did, so I don't know. Anyways, it's The Bad Guys. I thought the story for this was boring. I did not find it funny. The animation was fine, but outside of that, it just was not a story I enjoyed. Next is Turning Red.
Oh my god. Not with that.
This is one that our daughter didn't watch. We watched
it
it before she did just to see, because we knew what it was about. And we both hated it. Not even just because of what it was about, but just because I didn't find it that funny. Some of the kids were annoying. It didn't work. It was just bad for us.
And it was a little inappropriate for a kid just to randomly watch at certain parts, like with what they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue we had and why we didn't let Addison watch
it. Next is one that I was really excited for because I love Marilyn Monroe, and that is Blonde. Anya de Armas gave a stellar performance in a movie that drags. It's overly long. It's nothing but depressive. The worst parts of her life. That's all it is. It's just, if you want to see some of the worst moments of her life, you watch Blonde. But for me, this movie just was so bad, such a disappointment. But I loved her in it.
Here's the thing, I was really, because I wasn't initially wanting to watch it, and I was getting distracted because it was so, like, I was into it, but at the same time, I feel like, especially, obviously she's passed away already, you would feel like they would shine more light on the brighter part of her life, not the struggles, which I understand wanting to do the struggles, but do the good stuff too.
Yeah. I mean, when you're seeing constant bad, it's like you just get so tired of it, and it's just like it's too much. And I guess they're wanting you to feel kind of how she feels, and I get that, but when you're giving me the runtime that it gave us for that, it becomes too much.
Yeah, because it was a long movie.
Yeah, but Anya de Armas done great in it, and she was a great Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, she did really good.
But just was not a fan, sadly.
I was conflicted, so like I was wanting to give it, which I actually think I forgot to put it on Letterboxd, but I was wanting to give a higher grade, but then I think the reason why I never put it on there actually was because I couldn't decide because it was so contradicting.
Yeah. Next is Firestarter.
Oh god.
Zac Efron's Stephen King remake Firestarter, Firecrapper. This movie is, I think my daughter watched it. She didn't like it. She only wanted to watch it. She only wanted to watch it, honestly, for the scene where she says, "Liar, liar, pants on fire."
That, and she likes
Zac. She likes Zac.
But
she didn't like it. I didn't like it. I thought it was just garbage. Zac wasn't the greatest in this role.
It's also different for him, too. I think this is the first time he's done something like this.
Horror-wise?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't keep up with him too often.
I do.
But just not a good remake at all. I'm going to save that one for last because we do own it. Next, we'll go to Morbius. Again, generic, bottom tier, Marvel entry level, or superhero entry level crap. I didn't find it that fun. I didn't find the character that interesting. I didn't like the bad guy character in this. I can't remember who plays his name. I can see his face, but I can't remember. But it was so bad. Did not like it at all. This one's probably going to be controversial.
That's me
This
or
is
in
part
general?
in general. This is probably the most controversial one on the list, honestly, and that is Nope.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Jordan Peele's Nope. This was a very long watch for me personally. I thought it dragged. I thought the alien was stupid looking. I did not like the stuff with the monkey. It was just ridiculous. Yeah, there's monkey
I'm very
stuff in it.
confused.
It was just, if you loved it, that's great. This Jordan Peele is a director that I don't love.
A lot of people do. It's like one of those cult following people.
I liked Get Out. I enjoyed most of Us. Didn't enjoy the ending of Us, but I enjoyed everything up to the ending of Us.
I didn't like that one at all. I did like it.
And this is the worst, to my opinion, the worst of his three. I will not rewatch it. I cannot sit through it again. It's just something. It's just one that was. I kind of went in with no expectations or very low expectations after the first two, and came out very disappointed. So. And lastly, like I said, I left it because we do own it.
What? Oh God.
And that is my rant. I did a whole rant video on this movie. He is my top 5 horror icon favorite characters.
And they screwed that last movie up.
And that is Halloween Ends. And you're saying, well, why do you own it if it's in your worst of the year?
That's the last one we need for the collection.
This is one of the franchises that I'm sort of a completist for. We have the other two to this trilogy, if you will, even though it's technically following the first one, so it's not really a trilogy.
It's a quadrilogy.
Yeah, quadrilogy. But what this film did was just horrendous, disrespectful. This was not the time to try something new. Had this been a different situation, maybe it could have worked. Maybe.
Or if they would have brought the way his supernatural abilities were in when they first started that set, that would have been different. But they didn't.
But if I had to do these movies for my top 10 and actually put them in lit, this would probably be my number 1 worst of the year, just because I love this franchise so much. And this was such a horrible disappointment. Even, like my wife said, she hated it, and she loves Michael. She loves Kills. She loves the first one, or the 2018 one. I love the 2018
in general, but
I love the 2018 one. I didn't like Kills, but I would rewatch Kills probably before I'd rewatch this one again. But like I said, we do own the Walmart exclusive slipcover version. Because it's a completist thing. We don't do that too often, honestly, but we have to for him. But that is everything for the worst of the year. So please come like, subscribe, hit the bell, be notified for our videos, and we will see you all in the next one.